the story of this young woman who plunged into the lagoon, and it's been insinuated that she had jumped into the lagoon because her boyfriend or her fiance, who proposed to her months ago, had broken her heart. Right? You will like to know how to overcome depression. Also, do you how do you approach breakup? Because that is inevitable. Come along with me. Don't go away. Okay, glad you're watching. Like I was saying that her fiancé has just jilted her and she became so hopeless. And the next thing to do was to plunge into the lagoon. So why will someone you just feel one man is just your world and you just jump into the river? So how are we supposed to I learned the identity of the lady in person. She has a good job. She's beautiful. Look at her beautiful
Very,
lady.
very pretty.
So why do you think you're meant for one man? Her name is Adetutu Adedokun. Adetutu Adedokun.
Yes.
On the 10th of
November.
November, plunged, dived into
The lagoon.
the lagoon, Third Mainland Bridge. Report says she was actually having a heated conversation. She was on a taxi,
Yeah.
according to the report by the taxi man, that she was having a heated argument with someone, a fiancé,
On the
on
phone.
phone, and the next thing she opened the cab and
Jumped
jumped
into the lagoon.
jumped into the lagoon. She virtually committed suicide. And then I think it is insinuated that it was a breakup.
Yes.
It was a breakup. So my question is this: why will somebody want to kill herself because somebody said he's not interested in her again? Why?
Okay, so one factor, if looking at it from my own perspective, number one, she's in her late 30s, right?
Okay.
So I feel if you look at it from that angle, she might feel, time has gone. Okay, and that's how most women think. They think that, if this one goes now, when will I get married? Alright. So I think that's one factor to consider from my own perspective.
So hopelessness,
And
like
then
there's no hope.
yeah, then another one, she was proposed to by her fiance in a public setting, all right?
Yes, yes.
And so now having that, we are insinuating that that was a breakup. Having that kind of heated argument in the car, what will people say? People saw this proposal happening, like many people witnessed it, and then I feel she just felt that no, this is the height of this.
Shame, as in
Yes,
shame.
and then she
Shame.
witnessed it inside the lagoon.
Okay, so Moses, why would someone want to commit suicide because a man is breaking a heart or a woman has broken a heart? I've heard of guys who are taking sniper because a woman broke their heart. So why would someone want to commit suicide because their partner broke their heart?
Okay, it depends on relationship. According to what people say, it's two-sided. It's two-sided.
Mhm.
Both parties paddle the ship together.
Okay.
On the canoe. So when an individual is putting 100% of everything the person have in a relationship, okay, the person is putting all her emotions, her life, and everything to drive that relationship, and the other is just like, let me just test run. You understand? Let me just test run. Let me just test run, or let me just try and see if she's good or okay. And at the end of the day, with all your efforts, everything you've put, and according to this case now, there's a ring on her hand already. Proposal. It means the next plan will be for marriage, right? And with that, adding with her age, and we know what happens in Nigeria, what's happening in Nigeria, the pressure
Marriage.
female get when they are not married on time or late, they're having late marriages. The pressure is much. Family, friends, everywhere, society. They feel like you're not good enough for whatever. They start tagging you, all that. So with all that, all this joined together, it's with the rate at which depression pulls down somebody, you can do anything. The person can, even do more than that. Can kill the whether the fiance and then kill himself. We've had stories
Yeah.
of that.
And I think the shame too can make one to feel that hopeless.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yes.
shame of he has proposed to you in public. Everybody now knows. Oh, we are planning for marriage. What will I tell my friends?
Mm-hmm.
What will I tell? What will I tell my family and all that?
Even there are some cases aside from this one, there are some cases that the individual will commit suicide, but if you they might not be that old. Do you understand? There's some, like, you can see someone maybe of the age of in his late 20s, early 20s, do you understand, committing suicide. So I feel it's what the person has already given. Maybe you will give your whole heart, you've given everything, your
Yeah.
time, your attention. You see that, okay, this person cannot let me down no matter what.
Yeah,
And then the
you
person now,
invested too much,
yes,
giving,
you better,
and
yes.
you've put your whole life, your whole joy and
Everybody in your
happiness.
family already knows this person. Everybody, you've
Okowa.
eaten with the person, you've done everything with the person, and then this person now decides to like break up and you
No,
will
at
run
first
mental now. You will run mental.
well, another factor that affect that is that when the person is emotionally weak, you understand, there are people that have not they've gone through
They've
more than
not.
that,
Okay.
more
Yeah.
than this heartbreak, and yet they're still standing today.
Mm-hmm.
There are businessmen that they've lost entirely everything and they did commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there are people they've gone through many things. If you go down to let me to the ghetto part, like where I stayed before in Ajegunle and all that, other places, rough ghetto areas. These people are living in slums. You go to Makoko, you see people there where they are living on
And they're
top
still
water,
always
and they
happy.
are still
Nobody will commit
happy.
suicide.
You get, they are still happy despite all those
I mean, those ones are molded by hardship,
by hardship,
so
by
nothing
by
shakes them.
you know by pain and everything. They go with that, and when it comes,
Mm-hmm.
they're like,
That's
yeah,
it.
You just take it.
We
That's part
move.
of life.
that's part of
Yes.
life.
We move.
Disappointment, everything is part of life. It comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. But when when you were growing up, is everything you
You
want
want
a
to
car, there's
get
car for
it.
you. You want a house, there's house for you. You want
Food,
love,
you're
there's
never
love for you.
hungry. Yes.
Everything
Everything was
everything is
there.
just there.
Yes.
And the very day you experience disappointment,
Hey,
it's as if the world is about to end,
that ended
because
safe.
because you've never felt such before in your life. So it will be like something new. But somebody out there can like, because of breakfast, because of this, because of this, because of this. You understand? So it depends on how the person has built himself
Mm-hmm.
emotionally.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's so right. I think one's exposure to has to do, and your training, your upbringing has a lot to do with how you approach outbreaks or difficult situations. There are some, like you rightly said, that some billionaire businessmen may lost everything. Sometimes they lost everything, and they still have that hope they will bounce back. There are many of them that bounce back, and then there is another person who lost just half of that and feel that the
The
oh
world
what
has
is
The
to
end.
the
word was ended.
yes, the world has ended and they need to commit suicide. What makes people want to commit suicide? There is no hope
No
again.
hope.
But if a person is optimistic about life, there is nothing that will make you to want to commit suicide. Fine, it is hard that a lady in her late 30s
Mm-hmm.
has slim opportunity to get married to a young man is slim. Then taking hold of this young man who has finally proposed now,
Mm-hmm.
giving her hope and maybe finally all our prayers
It's been
has
answered.
been answered. She now realized that I'm going to be married, and all of a sudden this happened. As a shock.
Mm-hmm.
It's just shock. But unfortunately, she doesn't have the shock absorber.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
that is what everyone should possess. This life, there are lots
Mm-hmm.
of bad things in this world. commotion, we hear bad news every day. That if we don't have shock absorber, that means at one news can just hit you like this.
And
Collapse.
You develop heart failure
Hmm.
and collapse. So I think the way this thing is to be handled is first of all to be optimistic about everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't place your hope on human beings. Human
Human.
being can fail.
Yes.
It's not necessarily that they don't want you. Sometimes they have some hopes and aspirations that you cannot fulfill for them. They have to move on. Then you also move on with your life. Be optimistic that you meet another person. And for me, I think, is it not better that that guy comes out to you to let you know that he doesn't want you again? If somebody is bold enough to tell you, to let you know they don't value you, then you move on. Why do you want to continue patching life with someone who doesn't value you? That's the reason for the problems we have in a marriage today. Just because I am over 40, of course, it's not ideal. Then I should just force myself on one
One
man just
man.
to bear his name. After a while, you can only manage the man can only manage you for a while. After a while, his true color comes out, and you start having problems. You start battering and beating each other before you know you start cheating and all that. You start crying. Eventually, what will it lead to? Divorce.
Hmm.
Yes, divorce. People are getting married and getting divorced just because at some point they feel that they are not compatible.
So
yeah,
what if eventually they had even gotten married? She already had kids for the guy. What would she have done if the guy now says that I'm not interested again?
Another
She
question
will
too
give
is,
she will
what
give
if the guy
herself.
had died?
no, you see,
What if the guy had died?
no, like this is it. It's there's a difference between when you say the guy died and when
Okay,
the guy says, "I don't want you anymore."
okay.
Now, death is inevitable. You know, death. You can't battle it. It's not as if you can't fight it. When it comes, it comes. Now, when you say the lady dies, it's not as if it's the guy that said, there's two different things here.
Hmm.
This is death.
I think I could agree with you. My people will say that a child is death, is dead, is preferable to a child is missing.
It's
Missing.
missing.
Yes,
Yes. When you know he's dead, you
you
know,
want
okay,
dead
yeah,
forgotten,
he's
But
he's
this one
gone.
is missing. You
But
don't know where
this,
it will be, in danger or where or that.
you
Then
understand? And this one now, the guy says he doesn't want you again. Now, it means now that everything you've put your life, your body, everything you've given, everything, the guy is seeing it as worthless,
Rubbish.
rubbish.
She'll be like, where will I start from
So
now?
where would you start from? Where will you
Oh
start
God.
looking for the guy that you start drawing, bringing out
Start dating.
commitment again and trying to know
Ah,
again?
no, no,
You
no, no.
understand? But if this guy was dead now, you're like,
Ah,
he's dead. Though it should be heartbroken and everything,
yeah.
but at least she would like know that, oh, it's not as if the guy doesn't want me again. He died.
Died.
It's not as if all my effort was rubbish.
Mhm.
He died with
Died,
it.
yes. But this one.
But this,
Mhm.
it was even on phone. If it was a,
Well,
that's the worst breakup.
how to break up on
Actually,
the phone.
when you break up with somebody on phone, Jesus Christ,
yeah.
But come to think of it, the guy would have been showing some attitudes. There
Yes,
will have
even
been
before. Uh-huh.
some attitudes or red
Mhm.
flags to
Okay.
show that this guy is no longer interested.
Okay.
Yes.
Because someone who was calling you 100 times before suddenly started calling you 80 times, or he started calling you 50 times, or maybe let's say was calling you 10 times, was calling you 8 times, 5 times. Then just because you are already dedicated to him, you want to understand that he's busy. Then you now be the one
Calling
calling,
you.
and without taking out time to look, to just check if something is wrong or not. There must have been some signs which will have prepare our mind to for
I'm
what's
very sure.
coming.
I'm even very sure there were signs. She just overlooked
There
them
were
based on the
signs
fact that
because
he engaged her. I think that's why she overlooked all the signs she was
there's
seeing.
no how
Until
he's
eventually,
found someone else. He's found someone else. There's no how he can give you that ultimate attention he was giving you before. It's not possible. It's not possible. There is no how. So the girl should have been able to see from his attitude and everything that that there is a sign. There is a sign on the wall.
You
There is
see,
a handwriting on the wall. She should have been able to see that.
the when we talk about red flags and all that,
Mhm.
when the first question that we need to ask ourselves here is that how long will they be cutting, like the courtship and all that. When we talk about red flags, you see them during courtship,
Mm-hmm.
doing courtship. Now let's say they dated for 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now during that 5 months, she see any red flags. Now after that, they got engaged. That means the next thought is marriage. Now that shows, see, before a man, apart from the play guy, playboys, whatever, before a man will engage you,
It
it
means it's
means
serious
he's
with you.
serious with you.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
Now men just don't go around proposing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they
yes.
until they are serious with you, that's when they propose.
Okay.
Now after that proposal, it's still like, when were they proposed? I don't know. I've forgotten the date. But months pass by.
Mm-hmm.
She's You see, the everything about red flags come before the
Mm,
proposal.
red flag can come anytime.
Any
What do you mean about red flag?
see
Red flag is a pointer to the fact that there is danger.
Yes.
see
When we say
Ahead.
red flag, is a pointer. There can be a red flag even inside marriage. When we say
Yes,
red
you
flag,
can actually
when
see
we
But
it.
say
they're not yet
red
married.
flag,
So you are
when we say red
the
flag, we
next is
say a pointer to something
yes.
dangerous, something that is not palatable. That's a
Yes.
red flag. So it can happen at any time, not just when you are courting, not just when you are dating. It can
Now
happen. So there will have been this handwriting on the word to show that this guy, the attention span is reducing. But just
see,
because you feel you're in love, it has to work. It has to work. You're not seeing it. You're not
see.
seeing it.
Well, all this about red flags. That I also do believe that some men do also pretend. You
You
understand?
can't pretend for too long. There is
Really?
no how you can pretend that it won't be there. Is it that it's somewhere is not picking your call? Somebody who are just a beep, he picks. Somebody is somewhere not picking your call. Of course,
See,
he will call back.
for them to stay long for the proposal, it means they've been doing fine. That's just it. For them to be long for the proposal, an elaborate one also, a public one for that matter, if you can see, it's you see this thing about red flags. It do come up, but you see, it now depends on the lady. There's she's trying to settle down. Her
So
age
she won't
factor,
see whatever
so she
is there.
won't
She
see
won't see. That's
anything.
that's what I'm trying to say. She won't see anything. She will be blindfolded because all she
And
wanted
even
was to
if
get
she
married.
sees it, she will keep mute,
She will
trying to
say, "Oh,
work
I will
things
ignore
out.
this. Let it
You
just work
understand?
out."
I understand why women do that, because the pressure from home and everything, it's very hard. Any woman that say, yeah, she's fine alone, it's a lie. You have one sugar boy out there or whatever out there that's giving you love. You understand? And most people that are coming out to say you can stand without a man, you can stand without a man. Go check their lives. Go check their lives and everything. You check them, it's either they have the backing of money, they are well to do women. You understand? Women that on their own they can stand. They have businesses and all that. So when you see a lady out there that's still striving to even stand on her own. Now, okay, let's say she's doing well a bit too, but you see, family and the rest differs.
Let me tell you this: when a lady says she's fine without a man, it doesn't mean that that vacuum is not there. It only means that you are able to control yourself. You are independent. You don't allow emotions to control you. That is what it implies. It doesn't
Hmm.
mean that God has created it to be so. That vacuum will be there. The loneliness, all that is there. But it's not something you're allowed to overcome. You are independent. That's what it means to be independent. Like,
Okay.
without a man you can stand. So if you have that kind of mindset, even if you're with a man and it breaks your heart, your life will go on. You feel heartbroken, you feel bad, but then you just have that energy
To
to
keep on
move on
pushing.
because
Move on.
okay, if it comes, another man will come. So one thing you need to do is, as a woman, believe in yourself. Believe. You don't have to kill yourself. Who are older than that, they're in their 40s, they're still getting
Yes.
they're still finding love.
Yes.
It's love. Yes, the opportunity may be slim, but the fact is people are still getting finding their love. And age is not Who says there's a particular age that you find love? You can find love at any age.
Anytime.
So why you just be patient? The right person will come. Will find you. Will find you now. She has a good job, and look at her. She's beautiful.
Very.
She's a man's woman, so to say. So she will definitely. She has a good job. So definitely, a man will. There's somebody there out there who needs her, who will still locate her, who will value her. So why will you at any point want to take your life because a man breaks your heart? Be hopeful, believe in yourself, have this mindset of self worth. And apart from issue of heartbreak, the like one of my pastors will say that the calamities of life does not give timetable. Anything can happen at any time. So you need to develop your mind to have this equanimity. That just have this mindset of life goes on.
Yeah.
Life goes on. Life goes on. Life it goes on no matter what. So don't have to take your life because of anybody. No, you can overcome. Be optimistic. If somebody leaves you because they feel they don't value you, don't deserve them, wait for somebody who deserves you.
Yeah.
So sometimes it gets me wondering when I see a lady crying because a man has broken her heart. And so what? Honestly, it's just I just can't get it. Though I understand it's painful, but then move on. Somebody is showing you I don't value you. Move on. Then learn from this previous relationship and use that experience in the next relationship, and that's it. And that's it. So, how do you revenge? How do you revenge? Yes. How do you revenge for someone who has broken your heart? The only way you can revenge is to be happy.
Just to be happy.
Be a
Yes.
person. Yes.
Show that you are independent without them. Show that you are okay. Go out there,
Enjoy
attend parties,
yourself.
enjoy yourself. Show
Yeah.
that you are doing well. That's the best revenge.
Yeah.
Don't try to crave for their attention. Just go out. Yes, just go out, do your thing, be happy, keep improving yourself. If you're doing a business, do it better. If you're doing a job, do it better. Get a better job, get dressed. Don't look depressed, be all right.
So if you see this lady's life now, if you see her work, she's this expert in judo,
Judo.
and everything.
Correct.
But emotionally,
She's weak.
she's weak. So the same way we train our physical activities and all, we should also
Physical
train
body,
our
emotional.
we should
Train our
emotions.
mind,
Yes,
train our
because
mind.
because the emotion is what comes out, and it's very very
You hear
important.
most people say I'm emotional. I'm emotional. There's nobody that is not emotional.
Everybody.
But you can learn to control your mind. Say it's what gets into your mind that controls you. What gets into your mind controls your energy, and that is who
Yes.
you are. So you have to learn what you allow to get into this mind, what you allow this mind to think, because it can either make or mar your life. She got marred because she could not separate emotion from reality. So, as a woman, separate. Yes, women are the seat of emotion. Yes, I know that they're so emotional. But then, as a woman, you can learn to separate your reality from fantasies. If he's gone, let him go. Learn to move on. Move on all the time. Move on all the time. Work on yourself till you meet that right person who is meant for you and that will keep your heart at
That's
rest.
it. Yeah.
So that's it. All right, thank you. We have got to the end of the show today. We've talked about the best revenge, right, for a heartbreak. Thank you so much, Moses, for coming on the show. Thank you
you.
for for me.
Thank you.
I am lovely. Kerry, want to have your comments or what you feel about this topic today. See you again next time, but don't forget to subscribe.